Hello, everyone, and welcome to Bow and Arrow Tarot. This is going to be the Virgo Love Tarot reading, and I decided to do a Virgo reading tonight because Virgo came up as one of the astrological signs for each of the three piles in my most recent Pick a Card, What Are Their True Feelings reading that I put up earlier this evening on my channel. So I'm going to link that up in the corner for you. So when you're done with this video, go check that out and see if that resonates for you. So tonight we're going to get into Virgo and a particular connection that Virgo has with somebody in their life and what that connection is holding right now for Virgo and their person. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Virgo, you come in with the Hanged Man. Wow. And your person, Four of Wands. How do you feel about them? Seven of Cups. How do they feel about you? Two of Swords, a decision. How do you feel about the relationship? Temperance energy. It's the card for Sagittarius. How do they feel? Two of Wands, another two. A lot of indecision, a lot of choices. Final outcome, possible next steps. Ace of Pentacles for you and for your person, a Nine of Wands. At the bottom of the deck, we have that Knight of Pentacles. So I love that Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is one of the most committed knights in the deck, the most devoted. You know, the Knight of Pentacles is the one that's going to achieve what he or she sets out to do, right? They oftentimes can take a while to reach their goals or reach their dreams, but it's through their persistence. You know, it's through their constant effort and constant attention to their goal and the path that they're on, which makes this such a enduring night. As I said, oh my God, that's my cats in the background. Please excuse the noise. As I say to you, the Knight of Pentacles is very enduring, very strong, very committed, devoted, does not veer off the path. So this is good energy that's underneath of all of this. Let's go ahead and jump right in, Virgo. You're resonating with Hanged Man energy. In this deck, it's called the Hanged One, and they have Four of Wands. Well, right away, Four of Wands is the 1111 card, right? But I always love when this card comes up. It's Venus and Aries energy. And the 1111 only speaks to the two pillars. It's actually a number four. And so four is all about stability, foundation, strength, right? Power base. And so Four of Wands, your person, is coming in right now with this really happy, celebratory feeling in love. You, Hanged Man. Well, Hanged Man energy is quite interesting. I'm going to pull some more cards, of course, throughout the reading, but it almost feels as though you've really stuck by your guns in some respect, right? There's some position that you've taken in the area of love or your love life or the decisions that you've been making in your love life that you've really held on to, and you felt like, look, I'm going to stick with my guns. I'm going to stick with my position. In the end, I'll be vindicated. So let's go a little bit deeper and see. We're going to move some of this over. Let's go a little bit deeper and see what's going on between you and this person in light of these energies. Show me a bit more. Emperor energy, and for them, Six of Pentacles. Interesting. What's the connector? A tower. Something happened here between the two of you with that tower energy. Interesting. Emperor energy has come in for you, Virgo. So it's as if you have stubbornly, as I say, you've stubbornly kept to your guns, right? Now, Hangman is interesting because sometimes it can mean that you're stuck in an unhealthy situation, but sometimes it can also really indicate somebody's devotion, somebody's commitment, rather, right? You have been really committed to a particular idea. It may have been that you've been committed to your boundaries, right? Your boundaries, committed to, I'm going to say perhaps, what you require, because this is a love reading, right? So we're talking in terms of this love connection. And then you come in with the Emperor. The Emperor is success and manifestation, another four. So we're talking about a feeling here for me, Virgo, that you've really insisted on a certain, I'm going to say, a certain requirement being fulfilled in love or any kind of relationship that you have with someone, right? And I think that you sticking to that principle, there's been a heavy principle about it, has led you to this connection with this individual. Now they are celebrating Four of Wands energy and the Six of Pentacles. Interesting. There's a celebration here. I'm not entirely sure if that celebration is with you. So it gets a little juicy here because it's not that straightforward. It almost feels like third party energy, Virgo. I'm going to be really honest with you. It feels to me like you're dealing with somebody right now who's at the cusp of maybe having a wedding, maybe having a celebration of being in a particular relationship. That relationship has also included a lot of money, a lot of generosity. Whoever they're hooking up with may be very rich or wealthy, right? You stayed your guns. You stuck by your you stuck by some position. And in the end, the two of you, there's a tower moment. Everything is completely upset. You know what? I'm going to be honest with you, Virgo. I feel like wedding crasher energy here. Wedding crasher energy or cold feet energy. The bride has cold feet energy. The groom has cold feet energy, right? Something about that. I'm going to pull more, but let's get into how you feel about each other. Yeah, for you, let's go straight to them. They have a Two of Swords. They're like in this impossible situation to decide, you know? So this speaks to the story that's being revealed here. That this individual, like when we're looking at how they feel about you, they can't decide. And yet there's this celebration here. I feel like this person is getting cold feet with whatever they're involved with because you're somebody who's still on their mind. You're somebody who's still on their mind. And for you, how do you see them? You love them, Seven of Cups, but you have these dreams. You know, they are part of your dreams. Seven of Cups energy is definitely dreaming big and beautiful, romantic, crazy, outlandish, dreams, but dreams nonetheless. That sort of genie in the lamp type of energy, like anything can come true. And so I think that for something about this connection is like you've been hanging in, and they are now in a place where, I'm not sure what to do, right? Feels like that. Sound off below. I'm so curious. If you're resonating with this, leave a comment because I'm really curious. This is a juicy story. And I say that, it may be feeling difficult, but it's juicy in the sense that you're dealing with somebody here where they may be holding off some decisions about the next steps in their life with someone because of you. Magician energy there. And for you, Wheel of Fortune, there's some luck. Let me pull one more. Nine of Wands. Interesting. You've really been through it. You've been through the ringer with this person. I think it may be an on again, off again. There's Magician energy here with them. This is somebody who also you're dealing with somebody who's extremely charismatic. They're very, very attractive. This person does not, they get what they want oftentimes, right? But this person certainly sees you as kind of their match, right? They see you very much as their equal. They feel like they've met their match with you. It feels like there's been a bit of a standoff of wills here as well. And you are calling their bluff. Nine of Wands. There's definitely been some difficult times between the two of you. I think the two of you also, I have a feeling here for some of you that you share a history here. So the universe definitely on your side. The Magician also there for them. They see you as somebody, they're really in awe of you as well. Let me pull one more. Wow, they're in awe of you and they really can't understand you as well, right? There's a feeling here that something about you is very mysterious to them. And I think it has something to do with your willingness to sort of stand by your principles. This may be really new for this person, right? They may be like, I don't know. There's a feeling here that something about a decision that you've made is just awe-inspiring. Awe-striking, not necessarily inspiring because they don't really understand it yet. But something about your power, your ability, it's really holding their attention. How do you both feel about the relationship? Yeah, you temperance energy. Yeah, for you, a lot of temperance energy because you know you're dealing with someone who's very mercurial. You're dealing with someone who's not able to sort of, right now, they're not really making they're making a decision, right? But you can't force them. You don't want to force them easily, right? You are all, it's not about control here, right? This isn't about control or trying to control each other. This is about your ability to stand by what you say, to be strong in your word. And so you are using a lot of temperance to maintain that strength, you know? Temperance energy is all about being able to, you know, read a situation and apply exactly what is needed for that situation to remain balanced, you know, to get what you need out of it. Two of Wands knows how they feel about the relationship. Suddenly there will be a desire to move forward with you, right? Let's pull some more cards, but there is a desire to move forward with you. Again, I just, because of this decision here, now for some of you, this may not necessarily involve third party energy, right? But see, the tower is what leads me this way. Were it not for that tower, I would hear a different story here, right? And the story may indeed be the two of you just getting together after a long period. Nevertheless, the tower moment in this two of swords, it's what's giving me pause here, Virgo, that you are indeed dealing with somebody where everything was great and peaceful, and then all of a sudden you've just kind of come in and shatter. Now, listen, this may be some past energy as well. You may have come back. I hear for some of you that you went back home from where you're from, and maybe a previous lover or an old flame is in the middle of a relationship that's about to take off, and you walk in and they see you, and it's been a long time, and all of a sudden everything is up in the air. It's like one of those movie scenarios, right? But this is real life energy here happening. For some of you, it may be like that. For some of you, this may have been a long burn where suddenly something has happened, some kind of decision was made, and it's really allowed this individual to sort of wake up out of where they're at and be like, oh, hang on a second, I'm not entirely sure I want to do this. I have a whole nother decision. Nine of Pentacles, you're good where you're at. And Queen of Wands, interesting. Another queen. So you're good where you're at. How you see the relationship, you're exercising temperance because Virgo, you are strong and you're happy with where you're at and you have your own money and you really are not. This is a reading for a Virgo who's very sort of emotionally strong, confident. You already have learned, you know, you've already had a certain amount of wisdom and experience under your belt, right? You understand the bigger picture, I think, right? And so you're not somebody who really succumbs to being manipulated emotionally or anything like that. It's not to say that you're cold. You're not cold at all, but you just have such a wisdom about you where things don't affect you the same way. Nine of Pentacles, you generally, this is a reading for a Virgo that is generally quite well off on their own and needs no help from anyone. Right. And also, furthermore, not only don't you need it, you don't want it. Right. You know, there's a lot of pride and manifest dignity here. There's a lot of abundance here that you've worked for. No wonder you're tempering your energy. But your person going through that Queen of Wands, wanting to move forward. Queen of Wands learns a lot of lessons. Oftentimes she can be difficult. You know, she will learn lessons, but oftentimes her pride can, you know, she can be like, well, you know, I didn't learn anything. I already knew it. You know, she gets like that. She can get a little bit childish. She can get a little bit sort of unwilling to accept, you know, some of the mistakes that she may have made along the way, right? But nevertheless, she learns from her mistakes. She learns from her experience. She's extremely wise and compassionate. She's really a strong, wonderful queen to be around. However, there are things about her that can make it difficult for her to accept necessarily that she was wrong, you know. And I feel like might be a little bit of the energy that this person is bringing. Like deep down inside, they've learned something from this scenario, but they may not, you know, they may not come right out and sort of placate or anything like that, or cop to it in a hard way. Nevertheless, there's a strong desire here with that Two of Wands. Mars and Aries energy that they want to move forward with you. Now, what's the next step, final outcome? Well, you have an Ace of Pentacles and they have a Nine of Wands. There's going to be some more battling to happen for you. Another opportunity. So let me tell you this. This story has a lot to it because it's very mercurial. It's changing a lot. Most of the time, I think because of this individual that you're dealing with here can be quite a handful, Virgo. Nevertheless, Ace of Pentacles comes in for you. There is a feeling here that they may still drop the ball, and in the meantime, a real new opportunity in love that's a tangible, right? Physical, tangible, real opportunity in love may be coming in for you. Meanwhile, Nine of Wands for them, they may still engage in a little self-sabotage, being unwilling to make that last little leap of faith or push through that last bit of work that they have to do. When I talk about the work, I talk about the work we have to do on ourselves, and it is exhausting because it's a constant process. Every moment that we are alive, we are a work in progress, right? Now, this is not to say, being obsessed with constantly, double checking every single thing that you do, but that's not what it's about. But it is about being intentional where you can, and being at one. If you are at one with your intention, your intuition, and you make that connection with your higher self, it's not exhaustive because you are naturally, instinctively following the path and the steps that you truly are destined to follow and are in line with who you are. And so this person here, Virgo, may still, Nine of Wands has shown up twice, right? And this involves that last hurdle, that last kind of push through, that last step of really committing to something or working towards something. It's exactly at these stages that some people give up, that very last stage. We have a lot of nines here. Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Wands twice. Nine energy is that hermit energy. It's also that energy of being solitary. But when it comes to the wands, it's pushing through. I won't pull another card for this because these are open-ended energies that may not be there. I want to go ahead and pull out the animal spirit. Let's pull out the animal spirit. For the two of you. So this may resonate for one of you. You may feel it for the other person. Or you may resonate with both animal spirits. The sea serpent and the bat. So the sea serpent and the bat. Let's talk about these animal spirits. The sea serpent is associated with the ether element. So not air, water, earth, or fire, but ether. Ether is it's a substance that most of the universe is made out of. It can be like a gaseous ball, a lot of charged particles. So in any case, the sea serpent is associated with the second chakra, which is the one deep in our pelvic bone. It's the kundalini energy. It's the sexual energy, the desire. It's the creative energy as well. It's where our deepest creative energies come from and our desire to sort of express ourselves, right? I mean, the desire to express ourselves is deeply rooted in the desire to procreate, to have children. This is the highest degree of creativity, and yet it involves, carnal pleasure. It involves sex. It involves a physicality. So this is all to do with the second chakra and that deep, deep sort of understanding of recreating yourself. Desire feeds art, feeds creativity, and those things also change, right? The sea serpent changes and grows. There's a level of growth here that's happening for the two of you. I wonder if the sea serpent is you, Virgo, or your other person. I suspect it's for you because you may be going through a growth period here with this Ace of Pentacles coming in and you staying with your principles here, really seeing how this reaction is coming from this person may indeed lead to a new stage, Ace of Pentacles, a new creative stage for you. Bat energy, air energy. So the bat is associated, with the darker sides of our lives, but the darker recesses of our thoughts, right? Our thoughts and our feelings, the bat is able to see in the dark. And so when bat energy is there, air energy associated with the mind and the intellect, when it is there and it is at play in someone, this person is willing now, or able at least, to start looking at some of the darker sides of their thinking, their pathology, their decisions, what they've been doing, their motivations up until now. And really look what's there in those dark parts, right? And examine them and maybe get rid of them, or maybe exercise them, heal them, cleanse them, whatever is called for. And so bat energy is a healthy, introspective energy. Your person may indeed be resonating with that, willing to look at themselves and some of their decision-making processes. Now, this is not to say that this person has done anything bad, or is toxic in any way. But it's just that there's something very specific happening here between the two of you that is disrupting a major decision they've made in their lives. And so on some level, they've been incorrect about something, right? They're not definite, they're not for sure anymore. And so looking at the reasons for that will be some of the soul searching that's going on for them. So I suspect the bat energy may indeed resonate with your person. Can also resonate with you in terms of looking at the darker, the shadowy sides of why this connection is still here. Because again, this connection does not feel like it's actually current in the sense that the two of you are together. I feel very much like this 1111 Four of Wands energy is with someone else. And especially with that new opportunity coming in for you. Nevertheless, take it as it comes. Let's pull out your spirits of darkness and light to see what other energies are coming in for you guys. Spirit of the snowflake. Spirit of air, more air, interesting. And spirit of the giraffe. Well, spirit of the snowflake, right? Here we are, special, irreplaceable, one of a kind. It feels like whatever is going on between the two of you, over and above what this person is dealing with, it does feel like what the two of you have is one of a kind. But there's sorry for the outside noise, my cats. There's outside influences here. Spirit of air, clarity is coming in, awareness, truth. Yes, this is necessary. Something is definitely changing about this connection. And then we have spirit of the giraffe coming in, perception, foresight, advantage, right? I think that foresight as well, somewhere along the line, again, you really sticking to what you already know. Let's go ahead and pull out the zodiac runes. So Virgo, as I said at the beginning of the reading, your sign came up for all three piles of the most recent pick a card, which is linked below in this video. I urge you to go check it out. Pisces, some of you are dealing with a Pisces. And all three piles in that pick a card reading were quite interesting. The reading is pick a card, what are their true feelings? Some of you are dealing with an Aries. So that makes sense with this love reading, because what are their true feelings? It's like this individual here, what are their true feelings? All right, and then Virgo, you came up again. So you just keep coming up, Virgo, Virgo, Virgo. All right, everyone, this is the end of the Virgo Love Tarot reading. I really do hope it resonated for you. But that's it. Thank you so much. If you want to get a private reading, you can go ahead and follow the directions below on the screen, or go to the comments, description, plenty of information there on how to get your own personal reading. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, that really helps. Like the video or comment below. If you're going through this specific situation, it's a very interesting reading that came in and a very interesting message, and I do hope it resonated for someone out there. But for right now, thank you so much for joining me. This is Bow and Arrow Tarot, and I hope to see you guys in your next tarot reading. Bye-bye now.